Hi guys, welcome to my channel Hanze237. How are you guys doing? Hope you all are doing great. So guys, today we are going to be talking about breastfeeding, okay? Yeah, my question is, should a man tell his wife how long she should breastfeed their baby? Does a man have a say when it comes to breastfeeding? That's the question I want us to discuss about. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section, okay? If this is your first time here, thank you for clicking on this video. On this channel, we talk about everything love, lifestyle, and motherhood. And if you are interested in content like this, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below and the notification bell, so anytime I release a new video on this channel, you are going to be the first to get notified. For my returning subscribers, thank you for your love and support. Okay, so let's just get into this video. I've been seeing a couple of reaction videos on YouTube, and I clicked on one of them, and it was about Akah and Claire. If you do not know Akah and Claire, they are YouTubers, they are married, and they have a new baby. I think the baby is about 2 months old. So they had this discussion on Instagram about breastfeeding. I'm just going to tell you some of the things that they said, some of the things I picked out from the discussion, and I'm equally going to give you guys my own opinion about breastfeeding, okay? So Akah was trying to tell the wife that you are supposed to breastfeed our baby for 1 year. That's the first point. If you see me looking somewhere else, I'm just trying to look at my book because I jotted down some points. So Akah told Claire that she's supposed to breastfeed their baby for a year, and she's supposed to give the baby breast milk for 6 months. She's supposed to pump breast milk and preserve them in the fridge or freezer or something like that for the remaining 6 months. So those are the things that have made the internet to go wild. People are saying so many things about it. People have a lot of opinions about it. Another striking thing that Akah said to Claire that really got under my skin is the fact that he said he understands that nobody understands what Claire has gone through, from pregnancy to giving birth to having a baby, postpartum to breastfeeding their baby and all that stuff. Like, nobody understands it like the way he does, and that it's just the both of them that are on this journey, and he really understands what Claire is going through.
When you want to talk to me, okay. Nobody has been through this struggle with you more than I have. Nobody has felt your pain in this whole parenthood more than I have. Nobody has been with you, prayed for you, believed for you more than me. Nobody was there before you even started the journey more than me. I know the pain. I was there when you were having your first pain trying to breastfeed.
That part, like I said, got under my skin, and this is why I'm making this video, okay? A lot have been said. I went through the comment section. I saw a lot of people talking about it. First, some people applauded their love, the conversation and everything. First, I want to say that I really love the fact that they are showing us the realities of marriage, okay? Especially when children start coming in. These are conversations that happen in most marriages. I think I had a conversation like this with my husband, and other people had some few opinions about how I should breastfeed my child, how long I should breastfeed my child, which, if you are watching me for the very first time, again, I'm a mom of 2 boys. It's like 30th of March is going to make my first son 4 years, and my second son is 11 months. I know what motherhood is. I'm still experiencing it. I'm still, discovering so many things about motherhood, but I've gone through breastfeeding. With my first child, I gave him breast milk for 4 months, and he stopped on his own. He refused taking breast milk, and luckily he was taking formula at the time, and that was because I had my first child through CS. That really affected me. I still managed to breastfeed my child, and then my second, I gave birth to him through VBAC. That's vaginal birth after C-section. I gave him breast milk for, I think, 6 months, almost 7, and he stopped on his own, and that was because I had an accident, as you can see on my face and some other parts of my body. So he was the one who denied breast milk, and that was because after the accident, I was not able to breastfeed him as much as I used to do prior to the accident, and so he stopped on his own. I'm here to react to what Akah says to Claire, and the way Akah said it, because Claire's point was, you don't just come to me and talk to me about breastfeeding. You're giving me the impression like I'm just a tank, a running tap who is to produce breast milk. And even if you are telling me to pump breast milk and preserve it for our baby, it's still not easy. I have done both. And I remember someone in my husband's family said, pikin way it no really suck but be fine. Now baby lack. As in a child who doesn't breastfeed for at least 6 months, it's weak. You're not strong like the others. So that statement really got to me, but I was like, okay, I'm not even going to concentrate on that. The pains, one thing I want men to understand is you can never ever understand what a woman goes through from pregnancy to giving birth to nurturing that child, from not to talk of breastfeeding. There are things that happen with women when they breastfeed their child. I experienced that, and that is sore nipple. I had wounds on my nipple for my first and second. I had wounds. The second was the worst. It was not easy. Even when they say when you're pregnant, you should apply Vaseline and all that stuff. I did, but it still did not help me. It was excruciating when I was breastfeeding my child. Okay, but I had to do that. Okay, it was always a nightmare when I want to breastfeed my baby, but I had to, and I enjoyed it. Okay, to me, I enjoy breastfeeding, but another person might not enjoy breastfeeding, and I don't think you should force someone to breastfeed their child. It's their choice. It's the woman's choice because it's her body. What works for me cannot work for another woman. And the thing is, it's not even like nobody can understand your pain except you. Nobody. Someone might be affected by your pain, but the person cannot understand your pain. That's one thing that we have to know. Even with women, no two women experiences childbirth the same way. Okay, my case will be totally different from another person. I experienced it in my own two pregnancies. They were not the same. I've seen other women that their pregnancies are not the same. And to me, I cannot even start judging. Like, okay, I remember when I was pregnant, someone tried to judge me. My pregnancy, I did not experience all these things that you're going through. It's like you're faking it and all that stuff. Those kind of statements like that can make someone to be depressed. And to me, if I see someone going through pregnancy, you're throwing up, you're weak, you're being admitted in the hospital. I've seen that with my cousin. She was admitted in the hospital. She was supposed to be taking injections all the time to keep that baby and all that stuff. I cannot, and I didn't experience that. I cannot come here and start saying, she's too weak, she's not strong enough and all that. I have seen people who are strong, physically strong, mentally strong, and everything. When it comes to everything, they are very strong, but pregnancy has brought them down. So we should be careful with the kind of statements we make to new mothers, to pregnant women, and not to even talk about breastfeeding. I feel like, in my own opinion, it's not in a man's place to tell the wife how long she should breastfeed their child. It's not in a man's place to tell the wife, to dictate to the wife whether she should breastfeed or not. It is her, because it's her body. It's her breast that will fall down. It's not the man's breast. She is the one that is feeling the pains when the baby is breastfeeding, not the man. And then there's another part where Akah was saying, okay, you have to pump out enough breast milk. First, I want to say that there are some women, when they give birth, it's difficult for them to start producing breast milk. Like me, for example, me. It took me about 2 days before I could start producing breast milk for my children, both children. Okay, I even had to take some traditional herbs to boost my breast milk, breast flow. And another thing is, there are some women, first child, I didn't experience this. With my second child, I experienced it. And that's why I say that pregnancy, childbirth, motherhood happens to people in different ways. Okay, so there's this thing called after pain. That is when you're breastfeeding your child, you feel cramps around your abdomen, like it's period, like menstrual cramps. Okay, it didn't happen with me with my first, but with my second, it happened to me, and I had to take some injections. They gave me some injections. I was supposed to take 10 of them, but I ended up taking just 3, because those injections they are extremely painful. This is something that happens with breastfeeding. Imagine someone going through this and you are insisting, you're like, you're not producing enough breast milk, you should pump out breast milk, you should give my child breast milk. Hey, I'm here with you, I understand what you're going through. Excuse me, brother, you don't understand nothing, you don't understand anything, you don't even have a say. Okay, there is a way you should say something to someone, especially when you cannot do that thing. You are a man, you cannot produce breast milk. So you cannot even understand, you cannot even begin to understand. So I feel like Akah was totally wrong to tell Claire to produce breast milk, like she's not producing enough, she should breastfeed for one. Just saying that you should breastfeed for 1 year is wrong, because it's not your place. It's not your place as a man to tell your wife how long she should breastfeed the child. Number 2 is, no matter how long you say you're going to breastfeed your child, it's the child who decides. Your child might choose to breastfeed for just a month or even deny breastfeeding, what are you going to do? You starve your child because you want to breastfeed, that child, or because you want your wife to give your child breast milk, to take breast milk because they say that breast milk is good for babies within the first 6 months, exclusive breastfeeding and all that stuff. You can never understand breastfeeding if you are not the one doing it, because they are going through a lot. Body change, postpartum depression, you're depressed about everything. So you should be careful the way you put out things to them. You should think of the time, you should think of her mood and the topic at hand. You should equally think of the way you say it matters a lot. Because Akah was trying to say, we have to breastfeed our child for 1 month, 1 year, we have to. In breastfeeding, there is no we. And he kept on saying, because we are married, we are one. Yeah, it's true, we are married, we are one. But in certain situations, it's just me. Because it's my body that's going through those changes. Men, try to be considerate, try to understand your wife, try to be polite in when you want to make suggestions about how to raise up your child, because you do not know the pains that we mothers go through, especially when it comes to breastfeeding. Breastfeeding is not just what we see. Do not judge your wife if she says she is not up for breastfeeding. Yeah, there are some women that they really want to breastfeed, but they are unable to because they cannot produce milk. Okay, I've tried pumping and it was not easy. I mean, it's painful, and the stress, the process is painful, and I would rather prefer my child to feed off me than to, pump out breast milk. So anyways, all what I'm saying is, do not judge your wife, your friend, your sister, whoever that has decided not to breastfeed the child. Do not determine the number of months or years in which your wife is supposed to breastfeed the child, because she is the one who is going to do that. She is the one who is going to go through all the body changes, the postpartum depressions, the pains of breastfeeding, and all that stuff. Okay, it's not in your place to do that. That's just my own take. It was wrong for Akah to say that, and at the end of the day, Claire kept on repeating and trying to explain herself, but Akah was like, I've just said my own. I've said my own. Try to be considerate when it comes to motherhood and parenting, all right? As a man, it's always good to give your wife the upper hand to decide certain things that has to do with her body, has to do with motherhood. It's not in your place. I keep saying that, all right? So that's what I had to say concerning this video. I hope you pick 1 or 2 things about it. Let me know your thoughts. Do you think a man should tell the wife how long and when to breastfeed the child? If not, let me know your thoughts in the comment section. If you share the same view as Akah, let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Thank you very much for watching this video, and until next time, it is bye-bye from Rose.